My name is Imani Thompson, and just 3 days before I was supposed to walk down the aisle, my future in-laws handed me an ultimatum that, well, it changed everything.
They really thought they had me. Just some broke, powerless girl they could trap. What they didn't know, what they couldn't possibly imagine, was who they were really messing with. I mean, they literally summoned me to their mansion. This wasn't a friendly chat over coffee. This was a carefully planned execution, and you could just see it on their faces. They were enjoying every single second of it. So I read this thing and, wow, this wasn't a prenup. This was a contract for indentured servitude. It was designed to strip me of everything I was building, everything I was working for. It was insane.
You know that feeling when you're just so humiliated that it kind of burns? Well, that fire in my chest suddenly cooled into pure, icy rage. And right there, in that moment, you could just feel the power in the room begin to shift. So I put my phone on the table and put my lawyer on speaker. And I just watched the smug look on their lawyer's face just melt into sheer panic. See, they never expected the little computer artist to have an absolute shark on retainer. Later, when I confronted Marcus, he just begged me to sign it, told me not to make a big deal. And that's when it hit me. He was way more scared of his family than he ever respected me.
So my lawyer, Jessica, she started digging into their finances, and what she found out was just mind-blowing. This whole thing wasn't about protecting their assets, oh no. It was about trying to save their sinking ship.
Okay, let's get into this. The next morning, we didn't walk into that meeting to negotiate. We walked in there to take complete and total control.
So Jessica just slides a single sheet of paper across the table. It showed my post-tax liquid net worth finalized just a week before for my company's buyout, $15.2 million. The room went absolutely silent. And then we showed them their reality. Over $2 million in debt to vendors and some pretty sketchy high-interest lenders. Their whole life was a house of cards.
Faced with total financial annihilation if their secrets got out, the great patriarch, Lawrence Hayes, he had no choice. He just looked at his lawyer and told him to sign our terms.
But it was all an act, a trap. They were planning to let the wedding happen and then sue me, claiming I'd blackmailed them into signing. They actually thought I was that stupid.
In a hallway where she thought no one could see us, Marcus's sister Chloe cornered me, and her venom, it just came pouring out. But what she didn't know was that her little tirade was the final weapon I needed.
See, my phone was in my pocket recording everything. And her words, they didn't just piss me off. They activated Plan B. This was it. Total liberation. So it's the wedding day. 300 guests are there. The music starts to swell. The doors swing open. And it's my lawyer, Jessica Adavio, dressed in this amazing crimson power suit, walking right down the aisle.
She takes the officiant's microphone, and then she plays the recording of Chloe's voice for everyone to hear. Their friends, their business partners, my family, everyone.
With their abuse now out in the open for the world to see, Jessica declared their contract totally void. But oh, she was not finished, not by a long shot.
Jessica announced that my brand new investment firm had spent the entire night buying up every last cent of the Hayes Hospitality Group's outstanding debt.
So, yeah, the crucial point is, I didn't just expose them. At that moment, I now owned them.
And that's when I walked down the aisle. I looked my fiancé right in his tear-streaked face, and I said, "You chose your family, Marcus. Now you can deal with the consequences."
The fallout was, well, immediate and total. Their empire just crumbled. Their name became a complete disgrace in Atlanta.
I didn't just get my freedom back. I created a whole new path for myself. I threw a huge survivors party instead of a reception and launched a new venture capital firm to build a legacy entirely on my own terms.
You know, they tried to make me sign a document to prove that I was worthless. But in the end, my real value, that was something they could never, ever control.